In a quiet town on the outskirts of Vermont, nestled between rolling hills and endless fields of corn, lived a young girl named Sophie Bennett. Sophie was 14, bright-eyed and endlessly curious, with a warmth in her heart that shone brighter than the sun even on the coldest winter mornings. Her dream was simple yet profound. She wanted to become a doctor, not for fame or money, but to help those who could not afford care and to bring comfort to those in pain. Life, however, had not been easy for Sophie. Her father, Daniel Bennett, worked long hours at a local lumber mill, while her mother, Claire Bennett, took care of their small home and Sophie's younger brother, Logan Bennett. Money was always tight. Sophie's school books were worn and patched, and even though she excelled in science and mathematics, the thought of affording college seemed impossible. But Sophie never let despair shadow her dreams. She spent evenings reading borrowed textbooks by candlelight, imagining herself in a white coat, a stethoscope draped around her neck, bringing hope to sick children and weary parents alike. One chilly autumn afternoon, while Sophie was returning from the library, she noticed a small commotion near the town square. An elderly woman dressed in a coat that had seen better days was talking to the local grocer. She seemed to be offering some form of help, but few people paid attention. Curious, Sophie approached cautiously, and as she got closer, the woman's eyes met hers. There was something gentle yet piercing in that gaze. "Hello, dear," the woman said softly. "My name is Eleanor Whitman. I've been watching you. You have a spark, a determination most children lose along the way. Tell me, what is your greatest dream?" Sophie hesitated, unsure if she should share her deepest secret. But something about Eleanor made her feel safe, like a warm blanket on a frosty evening. I want to become a doctor," Sophie whispered. "I want to help people, especially those who can't afford proper care. But I don't know how I'll ever make it happen. College is so expensive, and my family, we just don't have the money." Eleanor smiled, a soft, knowing smile. "Sophie, the world needs hearts like yours. I want to help you, but you must promise me something first." Sophie's eyes widened. "Anything, ma'am. You must promise that when you are able, you will help others in need just as I am helping you now. Not for recognition or reward, but because kindness always finds its way back to those who give it freely." Sophie nodded vigorously. "I promise." From that day onward, Eleanor became more than a mentor. She became a quiet guardian in Sophie's life. She helped Sophie with school supplies, tutors for advanced subjects, and most importantly, she provided the funds Sophie would need to apply to a prestigious medical school in Boston. Sophie poured her heart into her studies, often staying up past midnight, fueled by hope, determination, and the promise she had made to Eleanor. Years passed, and Sophie's dream slowly became reality. She graduated high school with honors, earned a scholarship to Boston Medical College, and faced the challenges of rigorous training with unwavering resolve. Through late nights in the library, endless exams, and long hospital shifts, she remembered Eleanor's words, "Kindness always finds its way back." After graduation, Dr. Sophie Bennett returned to her hometown, not to settle into a comfortable practice in the city, but to fulfill the promise she had made years ago. She opened a small, free clinic in the heart of her town, providing medical care for those who could not afford it. Parents brought their children, farmers carried their sick animals, and elderly neighbors walked miles for a checkup, all greeted with Sophie's warm smile and gentle care. One rainy afternoon, as Sophie was preparing to close the clinic, a familiar figure appeared at the door. It was Eleanor, now frail and leaning on a cane, but her eyes sparkled with pride. "Sophie," she said, her voice trembling slightly with emotion, "look at what you've done. You've kept your promise." Tears welled in Sophie's eyes. "I couldn't have done it without you, Eleanor. You believed in me when no one else did." Eleanor chuckled softly, shaking her head. "No, my dear. I only gave you a hand up. The courage, the kindness, and the dedication, that all came from you. Remember, the world is brighter when hearts like yours choose to shine." From that day on, Sophie made it her mission to nurture not just the health of her community, but the spirit of giving and compassion. She organized health workshops, free clinics, and mentorship programs for children dreaming of careers in medicine. Every time she looked at her patients' relieved smiles, she remembered the spark that had started it all, a promise made under the soft glow of hope and kindness. And as for Eleanor, she spent her final years witnessing Sophie's mission flourish, knowing that one small act of belief had changed not just one life but countless lives in the town. She passed away peacefully, leaving Sophie with a legacy of hope and the knowledge that sometimes the most extraordinary changes begin with a single act of kindness. In the quiet corners of Vermont, the story of Sophie Bennett spread, not as a tale of wealth or privilege but as a testament to the transformative power of compassion. It reminded everyone that even in the face of hardship, dreams rooted in kindness can not only survive but thrive, touching hearts and lighting the way for generations to come.